Hello and welcome to this Hangout on Air from Suntico. Coming up today, connect to your business with this Sage 50 Cloud extension. This is a 15-minute Hangout intended specifically for finance professionals that work with Sage 50 accounting and need to interact with the rest of the business over the status of orders, invoices, payments, customers, vendors, and would like to drive an improvement in productivity across the business. My name is Hugh Johnson. I'm the Senior Vice President of Business Development at Suntico. If you'd like to get in touch with me after this Hangout, please do. You can reach me on Twitter at Hugh C. Johnson, on Google+, LinkedIn, or by email at hugh.johnson@suntico.com. But especially if you like what you see today, I'd recommend that you go to our website and try Suntico for yourself. That's the best way to find out what it's like. But firstly, what is Suntico, for whom, and why does it exist? Well, for the right kind of company, Suntico is the place to go to find out what's happening across the business, what's happening with key customer and vendor relationships and transactions. It provides a genuine alternative to a traditional customer relationship management system for companies that use Sage 50 accounting and want to solve that problem, what's going on across my business with my key customer and vendor relationships. And the great thing about Suntico is that if you're using Sage 50 accounting, you can be up and running with Suntico, populated with your data in as little as 15 minutes, in as little as the time it takes to have a cup of coffee. At the end of the day, it's all about productivity. It's all about productivity in small to medium-sized businesses, like ours, like yours. And I guess we all wish that our companies were as productive as a busy beehive. But of course, the reality is far from that. And in fact, McKinsey did a great study on this a couple of years ago, and they concluded that the average knowledge worker can spend up to a day a week just searching for the information they need to do their job effectively. What a tax on productivity. What a drag. And of course, the really unfair thing is that this drag on productivity, just looking for the information you need to do your job effectively, doesn't affect all companies in the same way. In fact, if you plot company productivity by company size in the US, and there's no reason to assume that this is any different in any other part of the world, you get this kind of bathtub effect. We're right at the bottom of the bathtub where the water runs out. At the lowest ebb of productivity, companies employing 10 to 100 people. And in these companies, information can be scattered all over the place in different files, at different email inboxes, different spreadsheets, and of course in Sage 50 accounting over in the finance team. And it's this lack of ability to pull together a complete view of what's going on across the business that is a drag on productivity for these companies. It's not completely, but it's largely a systems problem and a data problem. And it's a data problem that you in the finance team with your Sage 50 accounting data can actually help address quite easily. Because if you're in a small to medium-sized business using Sage 50, you are probably sitting on top of the richest data asset that your company has. You'd have spent time diligently making sure that the entries are correct. And by definition, it holds your complete and correct list of customers, unlike your sales team spreadsheets. It'll contain a complete list of all the history of all the transactions you've ever done with them, the products you've sold, the prices they paid, the returns, and so on. So if you're just trying to solve the simple problem of finding out the information that you need to do your job across the business. Well, very often other parts of the business, particularly if you're a business-to-business company, other parts of the business need access to this information. And what Suntico can do for you is it can put your Sage 50 assets, data assets, to work, and it help you share this information under tight control and enable your colleagues across the company in the sales teams or customer service teams to find the information they need, but also to enrich that information coming back to you, so that actually there's a net gain for the entire business. And effectively, what you're doing is you're collaborating much better and driving productivity up across the business. But that's enough talk. Let's do the walk. Let's actually take a look at what Suntico is and what it looks like. I'm not going to have time to show you everything because this is just a very brief 15-minute hangout on air, but it'll give you a flavour, and as I say afterwards, if you want to have a play yourself, you can. So here I am. I'm logged into Suntico as a fictitious company, Bellwether Garden Supply, and for the purposes of this demo, my name is Dolores Flowers. I'm the financial controller within the company. And the first thing you'll notice, of course, is this is a web-based application, okay? And what's happening in the background that I'm not going to go into detail with today is that in the background, Suntico is synchronizing with my Sage 50 accounting data, and anytime that data is changed, it's automatically pushed up into Suntico. And what that does is that provides the facility to share this information with my colleagues and across the business. And because it's web-based, it means that people who are out of the office via a smartphone or an iPad or working in a remote office, maybe I have a remote parent office, it means that they can get access to the data as well. Or people working at home, maybe on an Apple Mac. It just makes it an awful lot easier. No software installs, no complex data synchronization to worry about. And the information it's sharing is pulling out from my Sage data, is sharing all my accounts data, okay? Subject, of course, to controls, which I'll come on to in a couple of minutes. And so I can drill down by accounts, I can look at it from a sales point of view, from a purchase point of view, and also from a product point of view in terms of products sold, line items sold, and so on. But not only is it sharing the hard Sage data, but it's also sharing the softer data, the conversational stuff that perhaps otherwise would be held within emails or inboxes that otherwise get buried somewhere. But here we have a kind of timeline of information being fed out and that you can share, and you can reference in existing account information or existing other users or existing transactions or data and so on. So it's more than just sharing your Sage data, it's also sharing the conversation about the data. But I spoke about control and the importance of control. So let's take a look at that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to log out as Dolores and I'm going to log in as an account rep. And what we'll see straight away is that I actually have a totally different view of the data. I'm going to log on as Derek Gross. And as an account rep, I have responsibility for managing, I think it's 6 accounts within the business, if I remember correctly. And that's all the data I can see. I can't see any vendor information. I can't see any vendor transactions. I can only see the 6 accounts that I deal with, but I can see all the transactions that my customers have been involved in. So I can see the full history of my customers, but I can't see any of the data in any of the rest of the system. If I were a sales manager, you see this thing called territories here. If I was a sales manager, I could be set up to see the data within my territory, and so maybe that includes the accounts from a number of different reps. So you can kind of tier it like that, and that way you can break down how you share the information across the business. I'm going to log back in now as Dolores. If any of you want to try this for yourself afterwards, just go to our website and apply for access to the demo account, and you'll be sent these login credentials. You get access to the same demo account that I'm actually showing showing here. So the next thing I want to talk about is finding information. So there's one thing sharing it, but the other thing is actually finding it. Again, there's several ways this is done. So here we've got a kind of global search thing here. If I want to search for, say, an invoice number 10226, I can just type that in, and to pull back that information is, yes, it says I've got a sales invoice that matches that number, and I can drill down and I can see the detail. Equally, I could search for a customer name or a company name, and again that would pull that information through. But of course, I'm lazy and I don't always like searching. I like the information to be fed to me. So again, I touched on this earlier, and what we have is the idea of the wall, and this is like your Facebook timeline, where based on my own preferences, based on the accounts that I choose to follow, the transactions I choose to follow, and the other colleagues I choose to follow, this becomes my own personal stream of information that is relevant to me, and I can tailor this in any which way I want. So that's a kind of automated feed of information. What I can do, if I drill down to my accounts level information, again, another way to quickly and easily find information is that I can bookmark records. I can bookmark any records that are important to me. What that means is anytime I go in to look at that information, my bookmarked records, no matter what order they come in the alphabet, my bookmarked records will always appear at the top. And as I mentioned, to do with my wall, I can choose to follow records just like this. So if there's any update to any of these records, and it can be an account, it can be a contact, it can be an address, it can be a transaction, any update to that information is automatically fed into my wall, and I can see it in my timeline. So as well as an account level view, where I can drill down and I can see and find information related specifically to that account, as I say, I also have a sales view, looking specifically at sales accounts or sales invoices if I want to see revenue by sales rep, for example, or a purchase view. But also what I have is I have a products view here as well. And what I can do is, if I'm wanting to look at products sold by customer or by rep within certain timelines, here I've got a complete list of all my line item transactions that have come out of Sage, and I can filter them, I can add columns, I can filter and sort, so I can pull out the report I specifically want. Another thing I can do to very quickly find information is I can create lists, dynamic lists. As financial controller, I'm very interested in any customers that have a balance exceeding $10,000. So, hey, I've prepared it. There it is. And as the customers pay off their balance, they disappear off that list. And you know what? I got really lazy. You might have noticed this. I'm actually following that list, which means that any updates to any of those customers are automatically fed into my wall, so I didn't even have to go out looking for that information. It automatically appears there for me. So that's a very quick look at kind of finding information within the system. The next thing I want to talk about, I spoke about, was enriching. So it's one thing just pushing the Sage data out, but of course, what else can you do with it? Can we add information to it? Well, yes, we can, and that's the good news. One of the things you'll notice here, I'm just going to pick up a different column. I'm going to choose territory and apply. So I've got this idea going on of a territory. That's a concept that you don't have in Sage, but I've added it within Suntico, so you can create your own sales territories and perform your analysis and your filtered views and so on by territory. I can add attachments, so I can go into Teesdale, for example, the wall against Teesdale, and I can add any attachments. I can add attachments to sales orders, to purchase orders, to any transaction, in fact to any record within the system, and there's no limit to the number of transactions I can do. The other thing you might have noticed is the use of tags, and again this is an area where we're enriching the data, and you can choose and you can manage tags yourself, and you can create your own types of tags. And so, for example, here I've got Armstrong Landscaping, way overdue, owing $32,000, and I've tagged them as credit card only, and that'll appear So when the sales rep is doing any dealings with that customer, that information is there. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is collaboration across the teams and so on. And it's very, very simple. So I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail, but let me just show one simple example of creating a task. And I want to create a task for Derek Gross, a collections task, to chase up on that unpaid invoice of 10226. That invoice, oh yes, that one, yeah. Please chase and get paid. Assign that to Derek. Mark it as high priority and save. And that'll appear as a notification for Derek, and he will see it as a task, and it will also appear in his wall. So that's a very, very short, sweet, quick tour of what Suntico is. I've missed out an awful lot, but that's fine because you can come in and try for yourself. What I'm going to do now is go back to the presentation. And as I said, if you think this might be of interest to you, if you're looking after this wealth of information within Sage 50 and you think that could be valuable across the business, or if your sales team is thinking about putting us in a CRM system, talk to them about Suntico. But best of all, come along to our website and see that little try for free button. Click on that, and you can get your own access to Suntico and take it for a spin yourself. I'd like to thank you very much for your attention, and I apologize that I have run 2 minutes over time. But as I say, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me